Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? Uh, I think I've done a reading for you before, but I like to explain, remind you. If it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, somebody else will validate it for you later and know what he's talking about. It's not an exact science. Sometimes you have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. They never waste their energy. They don't waste their messages, and they see things so different from up there than we all do when we're down here. So just keep it in mind if something doesn't make any sense now. So, and I think you've done this before. So we're going to talk to your grandfather. He says you're just the cutest little thing, just like a little bug doing one of these. I know my grandmother was back in the olden days. Her friends did that to me all the time. Cute as a bug in a rug. So you should feel that. You could maybe actually feel the pinch. Everybody feels the energy different, so I'm not sure how you'll feel it. Or you could just feel like a little hot spot on your cheek, or could feel like something sticking you, or just like something touching you, just kind of like holding their finger there, or just a hot, I think I already said hot spot. He says, you're just you're just being a pretty good girl. You're being a pretty good girl. But he's showing you kind of like this. Like, I don't know if you're trying to protect yourself from somebody or something, or if you've just been hurt so many times by people that you kind of closed yourself off and you're kind of carrying in yourself like, don't touch me. Don't. And I don't mean physically touching you. It could be, but it's like, don't touch me. I'm just gonna keep myself all right here. Almost almost like you're afraid of people, but again, I don't know that that would be physically afraid of people. More seems more like emotionally afraid of people. He says, "Let your freak flag fly." I had to say that slow, or my teeth to be all tied up. Let your freak flag fly. He says, "Stop paying attention to what other people say or think." He says, "F them." It only matters what you think of yourself. Did he used to call you Ash or a shorter form of Ashley? He's, I don't know. It's like he's trying to tell me like he's not getting it all out. He's trying to tell me like you hear something. You hear something every so often. Trying to get him to stretch that out a little bit. Do you think you hear somebody talking in your house sometimes, or maybe you hear somebody say your name? He's not saying that he's saying your name then, but like you hear somebody. Maybe you're just sitting there watching TV, and in the next room, I guess it could be beside you. He's not making it very clear. You might just hear somebody go, "Hey," you think you hear that. You think you hear something, and then you listen. You don't hear it again, so you think it's your imagination. It's not. He's trying to talk to you. He's just trying to let you know that he's there. He says he feels like somebody's got you under their thumb, like just almost squishing on you like a bug, just squishing on you. Man, that would might be going back to this. Again, he says, let your freak flag fly. I think probably the majority of us women, especially when we're young, we do that. We worry about what are they going to think.
Motion detected at mom's door.
Not sure how that fits in for you, but anything that happens to me during a reading is meant for you. So I don't know if you heard ALEXA say motions detected at mom's door. So I don't know if your mom's still here. I don't know if he's insinuating that he's over there too. Your hair, I don't have a clue what your hair looks like, but it's kind of like you'll feel it almost moving like that, almost only he's showing in the back, like going like this, like fluffing your hair in the back. And this spiky stuff, it doesn't take much for a fly can land on it and I can feel it moving around. So it might just be very slight, but he's using like his whole hand. Oops, I just combed my hair, I'm gonna mess it up. Okay, be careful how you attract yourself towards others. Don't know what he means. Say it again. Be careful how you attract yourself for others. I don't know what that means. Hopefully you do. He's going to a pair, like a paradise, a pair, not Paradise, like Pairdice, paradise, a pair of dice. Trying to make that clear. Two, he holds two fingers up again. I don't know what he's referring to. He should give me just enough so you know what he's referring to. The rest of it's none of my business. He just said collapse of the Roman Empire. He's just throwing shit out there. Don't know what it means either. He's not explaining. Sometimes it's a little rough on me because I will not throw anything in there that I think it has to come from him or I have to feel it from him. He's showing me a tambourine. So he's holding his hand out and he's asking you to hold his hand. Now, like when I go on my woo-boo walks, I hold my hand out and ask for whoever I want to walk with me or maybe just whoever. And like I said, not everybody's going to feel everything the same way. You won't feel it like I do, but you should feel, sometimes I can actually feel almost like they're physically holding my hand as I'm walking. You might just feel a warmth in your palm. You might feel a pressure. You might feel, it might tickle. I don't know. But he says when you get in a tough spot or you get lonely or you're sad, everybody does it. He's not saying you're that way all the time. Just hold your hand out and ask him to hold your hand and give you some strength or give you some love or give you some whatever. It almost feels like a ball sitting in my hand right now. Actually, it's a ball of energy. And he will help you in any way that he can. You'd be surprised what they can do from the other side. They can do lots. But he cannot override your free will choice, so you have to ask. And then you have to be willing to accept whatever he brings forward. Or I turn it down all the time, and then my guides go, "What the hell are you doing, Rhonda? You asked for this, and then we bring it, and you say, nah, I don't want it. I don't want it that way." Oh, well. It's not advisable, believe me. I just keep hearing, "Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more." Who's saying that? Let me go look. No, stop. Camera. Okay, and that stopped right at 1111. Stop, you stupid camera. Sorry about that. Thought I had them all shut off. It's sung by Kansas, which is back in my day. Kansas was a great group back in my day. So go Google, YouTube that song. There'll be something in there for you. And maybe he liked the group Kansas. I don't know if he would have been close to my age. Time is ticking, and I hear a clock ticking. I hear a physical clock tick, 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 tick. And I don't have one in this room that does that. Clock is ticking. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do? He says, ask me. Nope, I won't figure it out for you, but I will help you do whatever you come up with. And if I can't, I'll go find somebody up here who can help. Ask, 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 ask. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go from here? What's it going to be? Is that a song? Because it sounds like he's singing it. I can't quite pick up on what the song is. He says you need to plant both feet firmly and say, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go forward with it in my life. Ask. Okay, so is there something that you would like to do? Maybe you think it's silly. Maybe you think you're not smart enough. Maybe you don't think you have the money for it or the time for it or the whatever. Something that you would like to be in your life. Ask. Ask him. Ask your angels. Ask your guides. They'll hear when you ask him. And then I always use the example, let's say you don't like the job that you've got and you kind of, anyway, you want a job that you feel happy in. And you ask them and give them the option to help you. And the next thing you know, you go to the grocery store in a couple days and you run into somebody or somebody calls you and they go, hey, I got a job opening where I'm working and it's a fabulous place to work and great money. You need to come apply for it. So that's just an example. It could be anything. It could be ballet lessons. It doesn't matter. They can open doors. They can nudge people to something will pop up in front of you. Let's just pick ballet lessons. You might be driving down the road and all of a sudden you see a sign for a dance studio, or you see an ad on Facebook, or you see, in a magazine, in the store. Doesn't matter. It's that simple. But then you have to take the steps towards it. He says again, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? He's kind of like, ask me. He's ready to help you at anything you want, within reason. Something about what you did yesterday. He keeps saying something you did yesterday, something you did yesterday. So now just keep in mind yesterday, if I get this posted today, because sometimes my computer acts stupid and it's not, all these updates, it doesn't do the files right. So I have to wait hours for it to, here, for the file to not be corrupt. It's weird. So just keep in mind it could be yesterday. Oh my gosh. From the time I'm doing this, or it can be yesterday from the time you see this. And with that, he's going to leave. It's getting noisy. Everybody's yelling at the poor dog for barking. She's a puppy. She's just learning. She gets a little out of hand sometimes trying to be a guard dog, and she only weighs 2.7 pounds. She's tough. Just ask her. Anyway, keep those things in mind and talk to him all you want to. I promise you 1,000%. He can hear you. He can see you. And he'll give you help and advice as much as he can if you pay attention and listen. Okay, more noise. That's a validation, though. Okay, with that, he's leaving. Much love to you, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.